Our intent here is to build India's biggest eco FMCG sort of a brand and take this brand global.
Hi friends, welcome to Change Started to our series Change Trails. The growing urban population, modern lifestyle, and increasing consumerism is causing large quantities of waste to get generated across the globe. Sadly, the waste is growing day by day, and it is not just limited to our streets and landfills. It is percolating to our oceans, our seas, our rivers, and even entering our food chain. All solutions cannot be provided by the government. As consumers, we need to contribute and adopt a sustainable lifestyle. And we need to look for brands that are helping in this journey. And one of this brand, sustainable lifestyle brand, is Beco. And today we are going to speak with the co-founder of that company, Aditya Ruia. Welcome, Aditya.
Yeah, thanks, Arun. Thanks for having me here.
Tell us your journey before you started Beco. What were you doing?
So Beco was actually a brainchild of Akshay Verma, Anuj Ruia, and myself. And we started this company back in the year 2019. So we were actually we were completing our engineering back then. I was just graduating from BITS Pilani, and Akshay was doing his engineering from IIT Madras, and Anuj was doing his masters at Purdue. And what we eventually realized was that the consumerism in India had almost sort of doubled by the population in India actually had doubled over the last decade or 2 decades. But however, the consumerism in India was increasing at a much rapid pace, and we knew that, and we felt that the environment or the systems or the infrastructure wasn't designed in a way to handle such quantum of waste. So what we were really honestly thinking that, can we build a zero waste lifestyle for the consumer? Can we build with better and smarter materials? Can we do away with creating waste at all, let alone waste recycling or segregation? So in that thought, Beco somehow was born, and what we started experimenting with a lot of different raw materials that allowed us to just build these products for consumers as an alternative to plastic and other items.
How did you spot this opportunity? How did you saw that there is a problem which exists and I need to solve it? I mean, you could have picked something else. You are an engineering graduate. Even your other co-founders were like studying. So you could have picked something else. Why specifically this problem?
So actually, it was more that the problem came to us. What we felt was that a lot of different agencies, including the likes of Tata Trusts and a couple of others, are working in the whole waste segregation and recycling space. However, there was very less activity happening on the consumer level. And it's often perceived that for the consumer, if I say eco-friendly, all consumers like you and I feel that it has to be expensive. Maybe the effectiveness or the utility of the product will be low, and I won't find it anywhere. Once I find it, I might not find the right solutions for myself. So there are a couple of stereotypes and notional challenges with the industry, which is why consumer level, no one had really acted very strongly on it. What we felt was that we were quite passionate about the problem, but we wanted to do it on the consumer level, which allowed us to do it in a manner that the others hadn't tried. So I think there's the opportunity of doing something new, something that hadn't been tried was actually the kick in this entire story. And given that there are so many ways to solve a problem, I think this way came naturally to us because we were more inclined towards B2C businesses, also because there wasn't any yet in India. So I think those are the two primary factors which pushed us in that direction.
What was your first product or first concept which you came about? I mean, so I'm sure there would be a beginning, and what was that start?
So actually in the start, we had come up with these, the cotton earbuds or the Q-tips that people use, sometimes in the ear, but often also at times with babies or at times for cosmetics and different usage. So we actually came across this National Geographic picture, which was this seahorse entangled in a plastic earbud, and this was displayed in a lot of places, digitally, also on a billboards in Mumbai. And that image, I don't recollect when I'd seen it, but it really got to us. We felt the amount of aquatic and marine ecosystem getting damaged with the waste that we're generating, And this image really got to us. So we were thinking, can we do it differently? And we actually then came up with these bamboo yogurts. And that's when we started experimenting with bamboo, and we realized that for earbuds, maybe bamboo is not the right product because it's a little strong. So sometimes when you're putting in your ear or with babies, it might prick, which is not good from a utility perspective.
Correct.
So we actually came up with recycled paper earbuds. So that was first time in India actually, and it hadn't been tried and tested before here. So I mean that was the first product, and I think we've got a really good response, which gave us the motivation and the sense to take this ahead.
So what year was this, Aditya?
This was almost early 2019.
So that's when you guys incorporated the company, or you took some time and began validating your idea with people, and then you established your company.
No, so I think it was all done parallelly. We were always validating our idea, which I think any business should,
Right.
and just checking if that there is a consumer for the product that you're building, right? So rather think consumer first and then build products accordingly. So we took it both ways. We realized problems that we or challenges that we felt that we could solve, and also the challenges that the consumer felt that they wanted to solve. And we were obviously thinking about the future. How would the future look like, and what problems would occur then? So I think it was that consumer or customer orientation which has always helped us, do what we do.
Yeah, true. That's true. And you see, I mean, thinking and deliberating about a product or getting into this is one part. Then you need resources, right? And for your kind of a business, you need a lot of capital. You need machines. You need people to establish everything. So how did you manage that?
Yeah. So we were fortunate that we had some savings of our own. I had previously sold a small venture that I was running back at my college. Anuj was doing a job in US, so he had some money left over from there, and Akshay also had some capital. So we could pull in small resources that would help us get the ball rolling. I think which is why I think it's important to do some bit first to accumulate some sort of capital so that you can actually invest into some things that you like. And then it's always a leap of faith. So I think because we were young, we could take that. And the responsibilities for people of our age wasn't as much. So I mean that always allowed us. And I think it's more about the mental resources than anything capital, right? Because these days, if you look at the market, the capital is abundant. It's about your level of thinking and how much can you manage. So I think that's really truly what will always differentiate us from anyone else, because we like to think big and we like to act fast on it as well.
So what all products you have got into now? It's been like 2-3 years for you. So what all product categories you have come about in this last 2-3 years?
So we are actually now in about 11 different product categories. So these range from tissue papers, which have actually around 4 ranges. So toilet rolls, kitchen towels, kitchen towels, facial tissues, and serving napkins. And then we have a kitchen towel, the reusable kitchen towel as a separate range. Then we're into cotton earbuds, we're into compostable garbage bags, bamboo toothbrushes, bamboo-based wet wipes, floor cleaners, laundry detergents, dishwashing liquids. And we're soon launching another host of products very soon.
So is there a thought process which is going behind the scenes, like why you are selecting this particular product categories or these particular products? What is the thought? I mean, do you guys do any research before selecting a product and manufacturing it?
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, like I said, like customer orientation would prompt you to go in that direction, and we've always been very. I mean, it's almost at every step that we're talking to as many customers as possible. So that's always helped us to gain more and more insight into what other products are they using, and what other things that they might demand, if not now in the future, and just understanding their lifestyle has become an important part of what we do as well.
Wonderful. So I believe most of your resources or the raw materials is bamboo is one of the big ones, right? So
right.
How come? What made you shortlist bamboo, and from where are you getting that bamboo?
So we source it from multiple places, Varun. The reason why we chose bamboo was because bamboo is a cash crop for most farmers. It's also it can be used for a variety of different usage. And I think, in terms of the durability and the abundance and supply of it, I think it's a fantastic uh, crop which actually hadn't been explored before, primarily because although India is the third largest producer of bamboo in the world, or in the top five, if you would say, but because of the rules and regulations, first bamboo was considered as a tree, and hence you need a lot of permissions while cultivating or cutting it. However, in the 2017 Forest Act, bamboo was then categorized as a crop, and that allowed. I think that really shifted the needle for the bamboo industry as a whole, and I think we enabled very different use cases which would cater to the consumer. So I think the mixture of these two really helped us do what we do.
Awesome. So is that the only material, or you have started figuring out some other materials and making products out of that?
No, so now we work with a host of materials. We work with cornstarch, which is based out of corn, as the name suggests. Then we work with different organic plant-based ingredients like natural SLES, which is from palm kernel oil. We work with coconut for glucosides for our cleaners. So now we obviously extend ourselves through the length and breadth of plant-based ingredients, and we're always on the lookout for fresher ingredients to build our portfolio.
So is there a big R&D team which is involved in this whole cycle?
So I think now they are. I mean, now we are in the process of setting that up. I think largely it's been us and a lot of people from the industry. So all the three founders as well as other members from the team and consultants and even vendors sort of help us build this entire value chain.
Interestingly, none of you come from any biotechnology background, right? So how is everything?
I mean, I was reading a post by the boat CMO Aman Gupta, and he said, and he's actually a degree in finance, and he's a CMO. The
Right.
CFO doesn't have a degree in CA. So
Right.
I mean, I'm sure these degrees help, but they have not really been the end all for all of us.
Yeah, that's true. So true. But my next question is like, I mean, did you guys face any challenges in this journey? And potentially this could have been one of your challenge where your skills are not matching with the kind of products which you are bringing out. So just elaborate on the challenge.
Yeah. It's obviously a barrier, and I feel it's a barrier to most. But I think if your passion is driving it, then it's not really. I mean, then none of it is really a challenge, right? So, I mean, it's more fun, and then it's more engaging, and then you like solving those problems as well. So, I think that's really never stopped us or anyone for that matter to do anything.
Yeah, wonderful. I mean, kudos to you guys to enter into a segment which you guys are not, you don't have the expertise. So wonderful, great to the Beco team. So, what are the plans? What are the future plans for Beco?
Our intent here is to build India's biggest eco FMCG sort of a brand, and take this brand global. So the idea is to build it in a way that allows us to sell globally and take this offering which you're sort of building in India to the outside world, and enabling them also to lead, because none of what we've spoken about in terms of eco-friendly or plastic pollution and all are regional or even country level problems. Like these are global problems, and I think global solutions like ours are needed across to sort of build and make that change. So I think that's definitely going to be our next step.
More power to you guys to take this to make this Indian brand a global brand. So all the best wishes to you, Aditya. So one thing which I feel is educating the consumer, right? I mean, educating consumer, creating awareness about sustainable lifestyle.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I have seen that as a big challenge. So you guys running a business, are you facing this friction from the consumers?
I think anything that the consumer is not used to will always bring friction, right? So, I mean, just the law of physics in terms of anything there is a law of inertia which applies to all of us in every different way. And I think that's true for this industry and most of the industries. Obviously, there is a level of awareness that is needed to be built. And I think that's an ongoing process. So that's never, okay, we've done this, because as soon as you do something, then there's the next level of awareness that needs to be built. So I think that's always ongoing, and that's been ongoing for us as well. And it's obviously, if the question is it time consuming and is it effort taking, then obviously I think most things that are worth it are, and hence and this is also as well. So I mean, we have faced an issue, but I think there are a lot of other startups now in this space which are actually growing the industry and doing what we are also intending to do in their own way. So that's also allowing us to expand a little faster, a little better.
Why I was asking this, Aditya, because there is a friction and there is a reason to it. Because most of these sustainable lifestyle brand are comparatively expensive, right?
Yeah.
Than the traditional products. So general consumer or the masses will never be able to afford those products or the products which you guys are bringing. So how can we plug this gap, or how can we? I mean, one way is to you guys reduce your cost and margins so that people are able to adopt, or is there any other solution which you can speak about?
I think definitely cost and margin is something that businesses can act upon. Costs are also a matter of volume. So I think once the volume increases, some of those costs will also come down. What I also think more importantly is that the government needs to reduce the GST input, needed for some of these products, which are actually making these products more expensive for the consumer. And I think if that really happens, right, like that will be a huge, huge, huge game changer for most. So, I think that's going to be super interesting if that's achieved, and that will be the actual input from the government side to promote this entire industry. So I think that's going to be great.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, absolutely. I mean, if government can pitch in and I'm sure they also have the same mind. They also have the thought process, but it is just that it is not coming together. So hopefully we'll see that soon. So
Yeah.
if you can reveal your growth numbers, how the growth has been, the number of customers you have, what kind of traction you are seeing?
So we've grown almost 5x in the last 5 months digitally, and that's been quite phenomenal. We are planning to grow 8x this year overall on our sales. So that's also going to be quite exciting. And we've been shipping more than 30,000-40,000 orders a month, and these are just on a few channels. So I'm sure that the overall channel width and depth has been definitely increasing. I think our next set of focus is to acquire more and more customers, as well as increase our product offering so that we can cater to their needs in a much more deeper way.
I see Dia Mirza on your website. So how are you able to get her on the board, and how is she helping you guys in making those numbers?
So I think it was quite natural that Dia ma'am was, as she was also a customer, and then eventually she truly was aligned with the vision that Beco wanted, and same for us as well. So I think there was a partnership that was set even before the partnership really happened, and I think that if you're really like keen on what you're doing and you're thinking big, then uh, things just happen, and for us also that is true, because for us, like I said, it was naturally how we were aligned, and also what the level and scale of what we want to build Beco into. I think that's probably the reason why most of us are really excited on what we're doing next and how we're building this company.
So are you looking for more investments, more capital to take your dreams ahead, or are you satisfied with whatever is there currently?
No, I think we are growing pretty fast, and that has its own set of requirements. And we already have partners who are supporting us from day one, and I think that is going to continue as long as we keep keeping the customers happy, keeping the team happy, and keeping our investor partners happy. So I don't think so that's much of a requirement. That's just how any of these businesses are structured. And if you want to build a company in a certain way, and I think those are the things that automatically happen, because if you're keeping your customers happy, I think most of the other things just fall in line.
Yeah, makes sense. Cool. So tell us the reason why you named the company Beco.
It's actually Be Eco. So
Beco.
the thought is telling consumers, it's a call to action for every consumer to be eco, to be
Okay.
eco-friendly. So hence the name Beco came up to be. And we liked it because it was short, sweet, and it also conveyed what we wanted to do, just telling everyone to be eco-friendly, take that first step.
Makes sense. Good. Nice name. So leave everything aside now. Tell us, this is my final question. Tell us about your personal connection with nature and environment.
I've always been more fond of nature, and I think that's true for most of us working today, and true for across for customers and other people as well, right? Like whole idea behind nature and environment was that it has to be very sustainable. Your relationship, it cannot be one-sided because nature has given us so much. I realize that everything that we're doing today is not just affecting us, but it's like also affecting a lot of our future generations. So, there's just that awareness in terms of everything you're doing has a consequence. So, with that consciousness, if you are moving ahead and building the right things, planting the right, you reap what you sow, I think eventually we will be able to create a space that, that truly is sustainable and, you don't really are exploiting any resources to achieve one's end.
Thanks a lot, Aditya. Thanks for your time and
Thanks.
this conversation. Wonderful chatting with you.
Thanks, Varun.